I think that supplement companies should be able to make their pre-workout taste pretty good, in my opinion. Okay, right off the bat, just to smell the powder, smells good. What is going on, guys? This is Joe and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Okay, today we're having a little bit of a pre-workout meal. Taking a little page of the old Anthony Mantello meal plan. This is 120 grams of cream of rice, scoop of protein, threw in some powdered peanut butter, not regular peanut butter. Personally, I just like the powdered version a little bit better. Do some salt in there. Got to add in some Splenda. Can't forget that. Make it nice and sweet. Today is going to be the first day of me working out while taking this bad boy right here, HTLT pre-workout, Greg Doucette'S pre-workout that he released. I get to try it. It's not even open yet. I can just see it still has the cap on it. So I don't know what to expect when it comes to flavor, when it comes to the overall just formula of this pre. But let me tell you, I am excited to try it. All right, last bite of cream of rice going down. Pre-workout meal is done. Alrighty, here we are, the official opening of this pre-workout. I'm excited for this pre. I really am. I have high hopes for it. I believe Greg did his homework, has some great ingredients in here. I've already seen, obviously, the formula here, and I like what I'm seeing. I'm gonna go over some of the ingredients that I personally love in a pre-workout and ones that I like. If I'm looking for a pre, things that I personally like to look for. Okay, right off the bat, just to smell the powder, it smells good. It smells good. Taste is a big thing for me when it comes to pre's. Like, I used to say, well, it doesn't matter how it tastes as long as it does, you know, what it's supposed to do, and that's true in a sense. But nowadays, in this day and age, in 2021, I mean, we have the ability to make pre-workouts, make proteins, make, you know, any supplement taste relatively pretty decent, you know. So if it's not at least like, an 8 out of 10 when it comes to overall taste of the actual supplement, especially when it comes to like pre-workout, like, I'm personally not a fan of it. I probably won't take it for long because I want to be able to enjoy what I drink. And I think that supplement companies should be able to make their pre-workout taste pretty good, in my opinion. Okay, overall scooper, pretty decent sized scooper. It's a 1 or 2 scoop serving. So just in this 1 scoop alone, you're getting 16.5 grams of the actual product. 2 scoops, 33 grams. I am no virgin when it comes to pre-workouts. I have been taking them for years. I know my caffeine sensitivity. I know how I respond to dosages and all that good stuff. So I'm going off the rip-a-rooney with a 2 scoop serving of this pre. I'll explain why at the end of the video, but right now I'm just gonna do really just a taste test of this. So it's 2 scoops. I fill, you know, my shaker up. I'm a big advocate of drinking your pre-workout with plenty of water into it. This says at least 6 to 12 ounces. I obviously have more than 12 ounces of water in this guy, but I'm just a big advocate of drinking your pre-workout with a lot of water. The water helps activate the ingredients in there. So don't dry scoop it. I mean, this right here in a good serving size pre-workout, right, is gonna be a bigger scooper. The bigger the scooper, the more ingredients are in there. So to try and dry scoop even 1 scoop of this thing, whew, don't even get me started. Alrighty, before I take a sip of this, okay, this right here is the pre-workout that I've always taken. This is Merc. The flavor is Brutal Blue Raz. This is by far like my favorite tasting pre of all time. Like, of all the pre's I've tasted, this is my favorite. I think it has the best flavor profile. Personally, Brutal Blue Raz flavor is lights out. I know when a pre-workout tastes good when I can just take the pre on its own. I don't have to mix any BCAAs. I don't have to mix anything with it to mix flavors. To make it taste better, I can take this by itself and be very happy while sipping the pre. So if this tastes good on its own, then I know it's good. This to me is a 10 on 10. It's the best one I've ever had. So we're gonna see how this reflects with that. 2 different flavors. We have Pink Candy Blast and then Brutal Blue Raz. So we'll see what this is like here, shall we? Well, that's good. That is a good pre-workout. That is a good tasting pre-workout right there. Oh man, if I had to give that a score, I mean, it's sweet. It is sweet. I like it. I personally like sweetness. It is good. I would give it a score of 1 to 10. Let me try this again. I mean, it's just good. This for sure is at least a 9. Like the fact that I'm drinking this and not going, right? Pre-workouts have really bad, like just aftertaste. There's no crappy aftertaste in this. This is a good tasting pre. It's at least, to me, a 9 on 10. Like if this is a 10 on 10, this is at least a 9 on 10, right? If they had like maybe a flavor that was compatible to like this blue one right here, like if it was like a blue candy blast, would it be a 10 on 10? Am I biased to blue? I don't know. But I can tell you that this is a great tasting pre-workout right here. Fantastic. Well done, Gregory. I mean, I can drink it. It's good. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. Off the taste alone, at least a 9 on 10. If you love like pink candy, then you might think this is a 10 on 10. The more I drink it though, the more I'm sipping on this, the more I'm enjoying it. I'll say that. So, it's good. I like to be honest when it comes to pre-workouts. I like to give my full real opinion. If I like something, if I don't like something, you know, I'll let you guys know. And this right here to me, it tastes pretty good. I recommend it off of flavor alone, right? Just going off of flavor. I recommend it off of flavor by itself. After the workout, I'm gonna dissect the differences between these two things, my favorite one versus this new one. What do I like more of? What do I not like more of? That's what I personally look for in pre's for myself, because I've had pre's that have done amazing things for me and have fueled me for great workouts, and I've had pre's that like have made me just sick to my stomach and I just had a crappy workout. It's a pre-workout. It's supposed to help you with your performance in the gym. So I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna take you guys with me through the workout. I'm meeting up with one of my friends. He's a power lifter. We're kind of meeting up and working out for the first time. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing today, but I will just show you some, obviously, workout clips, let you know how I'm feeling, all that good stuff. So see you guys at the gym. All right, we're here benching at the gym right now with my boy Jose. He's a power lifter, so I think today we're gonna try and go for a 1 rep max, see how that feels, all that good stuff. I'm hoping if I can get like 250 on my 1 rep max right now. I don't bench a lot. I go for a lot higher volume, so I think I'd be proud of that. So we're gonna try and work up to that and see what that's like. All right, that was a top set right there of 250 pounds, exactly how I called it. That was a struggle bus, probably one of the slowest bench press reps of my entire life. This guy right here is an absolute just monster. He actually competes in powerlifting, so we're doing his program. I mean, look at the variation that he's doing there. Feet not on the ground at all, just straight pressing with his chest. He said it's some variation. I don't even know the name of it. This is all foreign to me. We're doing some back out sets of like sets of 6, so this is definitely a heavier session, something I just don't normally do. And then we'll rock some more like bodybuilding type movements. All right, we are back here from the gym. Gonna go over Greg's pre-workout after that whole chest and tricep workout. How do I feel with the pre? Do I recommend it? What do I like about it? Maybe what I don't like about it? All that stuff. So I'm comparing it to my personal favorite pre-workout, and I have tried tons and tons of different pre-workouts. I know what I like in a pre. I know what I don't like in a pre. And I personally have been around supplements long enough to take a pre-workout, look at the back of the label, and pick out the things that I like and don't like. And I personally know exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to supplements. Now, when someone looks at the back of a supplement label, there's a lot going on here, dosages of different ingredients, and I think a lot of people get intimidated by the ingredient profile, and it steers them away from supplements completely. But I'm gonna point out a couple personal things that I like to look for in a pre and what fits my criteria when it comes to a pre-workout. Everyone has different preferences and taste buds and feelings when it comes to pre's, and everybody looks for a different thing that they personally love about a pre-workout. Some people love high amounts of caffeine, high amounts of stimulant. Other people might like lower amounts of caffeine, lower amounts of stim, and like a lot of pump. Some don't like a lot of pump. It all just depends on the individual. This is personally what I look for in a pre and what I like. So off the bat, I'm comparing it to the pre that I personally love and use very consistently on a day-to-day and a workout-to-workout basis, and that is this guy called Merck. So when it comes to Merck, there's a lot of key ingredients that I personally love to look for. The reason why I love this, number one, is flavor. I went over that at the beginning of the video. This tastes absolutely amazing. I can have it on its own, and I personally just enjoy drinking this. Number two is that I like to train personally in a 10 to 15 rep range, focusing on time under tension, breaking down as much tissue as possible, chasing a pump. I love that feeling when the muscles get swelled up. I look for things that bring out more vascularity. That's personally what I love and look for in certain pre's that help just emphasize that a little bit more. So number one off the bat, what we have in here is citrulline malate, and this has a 6-gram dosage of citrulline malate. Citrulline malate helps exactly with what I described. It helps with an overall pump, overall blood flow in the muscle. There are different type of pump ingredients out there that react a little bit differently from individual to individual. Personally, with me, I love citrulline malate the most. Other nitric oxide boosters like agmatine sulfate, arginine, norvaline, those type of ingredients for some reason very much upset my stomach. I notice it very much with arginine, norvaline, and agmatine. I know those are also nitric oxide boosters. When it comes to those ingredients, they just don't absorb well. For me, I just tend to I'll take those and immediately have to go use a restroom, like a good type of restroom. It feels like I'm sick, like we're talking like diarrhea-esque type of situations going on. I notice that very heavily when I use those specific ingredients, so I tend to stay away from pre-workouts that have that in there. So that's why I love Merck, because it's mainly citrulline malate based for the overall pump. Number two ingredient on Merck is beta-alanine at 3.2 grams. That helps actually fight lactic acid buildup in the muscle. It's what some pre-workouts give a little bit of a tingling sensation, right? Tingles on like the hands, the face. Some people say they get itchy buttholes. I personally, my butthole doesn't itch whenever I take it, but I do love beta-alanine in a pre-workout. I love that it's like the second base ingredient in here. Next for me, what I personally like to look for is just overall caffeine level. So this right here is considered a little higher stimulant. It's 350 milligrams of caffeine per serving, and it's a 1 scoop dosage. It's just straight 1 scoop, and you're getting 350 milligrams of caffeine per serving. I take 1 scoop of this personally before every single one of my workouts. The overall amount of stimulant and caffeine in here isn't too much for me where I get a headache or I don't feel nauseous. And what's funny is that I have taken pre-workouts with the same amount of caffeine as this guy, like around 350, some even less, 300, but there's extra what we call like stimulants in there. It's not exactly like straight caffeine, but it amplifies the way caffeine feels in the body. And for me personally, in the past, I have taken pre-workouts with extra amounts of stimulant in there, and it's just led to an upset stomach. It led to me not being able to go to sleep at night, almost to the point like during the workout, even after workout, I just felt nauseous, like I wanted to throw up. So when it comes to like overall caffeine level, just because one says 350 milligrams and another one says 350 milligrams, they don't act the same sometimes. There's other ingredients in there that makes that 350 feel like sometimes 500 or 600 milligrams of caffeine. For me personally, based off of just different pre-workouts I've taken, I know what my limit as far as caffeine goes. I also know certain ingredients in pre-workouts that I have to stay away from. One stimulant in particular that I know affects me very heavily is yohimbine hydrochloride. That is an ingredient that's derived from like an African tree bark. Whenever I see that in a pre-workout, I tend to stay away from it. Every time I take a pre-workout that contains that ingredient, there's a common denominator in all of them, and it's that one right there. I 100% get an upset stomach. I don't feel well. I get nauseous. It's just too much. I get kind of shaky during my workouts and too jittery. So anytime I see a pre-workout with yohimbine hydrochloride in there, I personally personally veer away from it myself. Those different aspects is what I personally love out of a pre-workout. One of them is taste. The next one is pump factor. The other one is beta-alanine. The other one is actual just caffeine and stimulant level of the actual pre-workout. I noticed personally from all the pre-workouts I have taken in the past, whenever I see an ingredient label and I see citrulline malate, beta-alanine, a decent amount of caffeine, and no yohimbine hydrochloride, like it does not contain it, I personally always have great workouts when it comes to those type of pre-workouts. The rest to me is honestly like bonus ingredients in there. Like some of them off of here that I'll read out: Ida, choline, taurine, alpha size, huperazine A, actigin. I don't even know that's how you pronounce it. Like those to me are all like bonus ingredients in there that help complete the formula of this pre-workout. I honestly could probably do without all those ingredients and dosages in there. Take the citrulline straight, take the beta-alanine straight with 350 milligrams of caffeine, and probably really not notice too big of a difference, to be honest with you. Citrulline malate to me, at 6 grams is always a very consistent dosage. I have taken pre-workouts that contain less, like around maybe 4 grams, and I still have noticed very good training sessions with that, and honestly almost very close to 6 grams. Personally, just to be safe, I love looking for a pre that has a full 6 grams of citrulline malate. If it doesn't, to me, the product is a little underdosed. Beta-alanine is the same thing, at least 3.2 grams. If it has that in there, I think that is the actual clinical dosage for beta-alanine, if I'm not mistaken. If it has at least 3 grams, 3.2 in there, that is personally what I look for. Anything less than that, to me, the pre-workout's a little underdosed in my opinion. If those factors for me are in check, I am always down to try the pre-workout, as long as it also tastes good. If it tastes like crap, I'm not going to drink it. Like, I think pre-workouts should taste great nowadays. Like, we have the technology, we have the understanding of how to make a good tasting pre-workout not taste like absolute, like, just crap. So when it comes to Greg's Pre, what do I think about it? Just to kind of just go over the ingredient profile, right? We have L-citrulline at 5,000 milligrams, which is equivalent to 5 grams, okay? Milligrams, 1,000 per mgs is equal to 1 gram. Malic acid at 1,500 milligrams. Now, I do notice this, it has creatine monohydrate and it also has beta-alanine in there. So it has the 2 criteria of what I look for, citrulline being one of them, and then beta-alanine being another. When it comes to the overall caffeine profile, right? At 1 scoop dosage, you get 175 milligrams, and then at a 2 scoop dosage, you get a 350 milligram per serving. Now, when it comes to the other ingredients, you're doubling all of the ingredient profile. So like for citrulline at 1 scoop, where you get 5,000 milligrams, at 2, you're getting 10,000 milligrams. The malic acid goes now from 1,500 to 3,000. Beta-alanine now goes from 2,000 to 4,000. So what do I think about the overall formula? Well, I love the fact that it has citrulline, I love the fact that it has beta-alanine, and I love the actual caffeine content, both in fact at a 1 scoop and a 2 scoop serving. So for me personally, if the workout's a little bit later, I can always do a single serving of 175 milligrams, and it's not gonna get me too cracked out where I can't sleep at night. But if I work out my usual times, which is before or around noon, I can easily take 2 scoops per serving, have the full 350 milligrams of caffeine, which I personally am very much used to. Double that dose of everything else that I personally love about a pre-workout. I already went over the taste of this. To me, at least a 9 on 10, I think this is a great tasting pre-workout. Doesn't leave any crappy aftertaste in your mouth. I'm honestly not too all crazy about pink candy blasta flavor, so I can imagine when he does come out with a flavor that I love, even a little bit more than pink candy blast, like if he releases a blue raz flavor of this, I'm pretty sure I will love it just as much as I love Merc. Now, when it comes to a lot of the ingredients in the middle profile of this, right, we have creatine monohydrate, betaine nitrate, betaine anhydrous. I do apologize if I'm not pronouncing this correctly. L-tyrosine, Rose. I don't even know if I'm saying that correct. I have no clue what that is. I've never looked into that ingredient. Theobromine, ceticoline sodium, and then Hupra Z as Hupra A. That's the same ingredient that's also in Merc as well. Outside of the citrulline, beta-alanine, caffeine, and I'll even throw out the creatine monohydrate in here, those 4 ingredients in here I am very well-rounded with, and I have taken those consistently over the years. The rest of it, to me, honestly, those are other factors in a lot of pre-workout formulas, but I don't notice anything that stands out completely. I'm pretty sure they all serve its own purpose within a pre-workout, but those to me can be inter-swapped amongst each other for all I care, to be honest with you. You could probably swap those out for other ingredients. I wouldn't even really maybe notice a big difference in the actual pre-workout, but I love the fact that he has citrulline as the main pump ingredient in here. Whether it comes in L-citrulline or citrulline malate, to me, I don't notice a whole difference. I want to say those 2 things are almost basically the same thing, but they're two different things, but they're almost the same. Like, if you ever watch the interview, it's like same, but different, but still same. Now, I do have to say this, what I think I love most about this pre, it comes with a 1 or 2 scoop serving. Everybody has a different caffeine tolerance, right? Like 175 milligrams in a pre-workout, to me, is still a very effective pre-workout with enough caffeine to give you a little bit of edge, you know, when you go into the gym. I can honestly probably take 1 scoop of this, pour it in a shaker cup, and sip on it as like, instead of coffee, to be honest with you. And I have noticed a lot more pre's start doing this. I want to say Chris Bumstead's pre does this as well. I want to say Derek's pre-workout that he has, Gorilla Mode from GorillaMind.com, has the same 1 to 2 scoop per serving. Now Greg is on that train as well. And for the overall price of this pre-workout, I want to say for 40 servings, I think this pre-workout's like $60. For 40 servings, for $60, it's a very good price. If you do 2 scoops every single time you go to work out, then it does get a little bit more expensive, but price per serving, in my opinion, is a standard pre-workout. And get this, if you do a scoop and a half, which is around 30 servings, $60 for 30 servings for pre-workout, in my opinion, is a very average price for pre-workout. Like, it's a very standard price. It's not like he's overselling you on pre-workout by any means, considering also that the dosages on here are very, very good dosages. Like, for 1 scoop, getting 5,000 milligrams of L-citrulline, like, you're 1,000 milligrams off from that 6-gram dosage. And if you do a scoop and a half, you're well above that. And the fact that 2 scoops, you get 10,000 milligrams. I love the fact that it has just an overload of L-citrulline in there. And I can already tell that the more I take this pre-workout, the more I'm going to like it, the more I'm going to notice it during my workouts. My overall conclusion between the pre, right? My favorite pre-workout of all time, I highly recommend this. Greg's pre-workout, I highly recommend it. To me, like, which one is better? Honestly, like, I recommend them both. Like, if they were both hanging off a cliff and I had only saved one of them, I would just say blindfold me and let me choose. Like, I really, like, to me, it doesn't matter a whole lot. I love them both probably just as equally as one another. And after a while, you know, it's always cool to mix up different pre-workouts. These are 2 pre-workouts I can obviously see myself interswapping amongst each other. Like, if I ever get tired of this one, I can easily swap and do this one. If I get tired of this, I can swap and take this one. So, to me, they're interchangeable. So my overall conclusion of Greg's pre-workout, I highly recommend it. If I had to give a scale of, you know, 1 through 10, this to me is like a 9 out of 10 at least. For other people, this might be their 10 out of 10, but this is a very good pre-workout in my opinion. Very properly dosed. Even at a 1 scoop serving, you're still getting a good chunk of ingredients at a solid dosage. And for people that have never taken a pre-workout, at 1 scoop, like, you're gonna feel something on it. Like, a pre-workout to me is a very feel type of product. And like, I want to feel something when I take a pre-workout. Like, I wanna feel the energy. I wanna feel the pump. I wanna feel the beta-alanine. So I think for someone that's never taken a pre, you'll feel the 1 scoop. For people that have taken pre's and love pre-workouts, I think you will feel for sure 2 scoops. I might even argue the fact that you might even feel like 1.5 scoops of this pre-workout. And if you want to make the product last longer, you can always do a 1 or 1.5 scoop serving. So personally, highly recommend this product. I'm wrapping the video up here. Okay, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.